तो लेट्स गो विद द नोट्स एंड हम और अच्छे से उसको समझ लेते हैं कंसेप्ट को. ओके, सो व्हाट इज SDLC? इट इज अ प्रोसीजर टू डेवलप द सॉफ्टवेयर. ओके, it is a process of creating or altering systems and the models and methodologies that people use to develop these systems. Okay, any SDLC should result in a high quality system, or you can read all the things. Okay, now we will look at the phases. Okay, the first phase is the requirement collection. What is the requirement collection phase tells? It is done by the business analyst or the product analyst. In product based companies, for example product Amazon, Flipkart, it is done by the product analyst. In business oriented companies, it is done by the business analyst. Okay, so it is the requirement collection or requirement gathering is done by the business analyst or product analyst. What he do, he gather the requirements. What are the requirement of client in the software, what he needs in the software. He gather all the requirements, so it is known as the gathering requirement. What he do, business analyst goes to the client location and gather the requirements and translate that business language into software language. Okay, what is the role of business analyst? He goes to the client location, he understands the requirement, what are the requirements that clients need, and he converts that requirement into the software language, the language which is understood by our developers. The next phase is the feasibility study. So here we will mostly discuss about the project is technically or financially feasible or not. Okay, so it is done by the software team consisting of project manager, business analyst, architecture, finance, HR, developer, but not testers. Why it is not testers? Here only we are discussing about whether we are going to take that project or not. If we make the decision that if we are taking this project, so later on after designing only, after coding only, the testers came into actual picture. Okay, so what is the feasibility study details? It is done by the software team consisting of project manager. Okay, the last call is of the project manager if we want to take the project or we have to drop the project. Okay, it is the last call, is the project manager. Okay, the next one is the business analyst. Business analyst explains the requirements from the client's perspective to the project manager, architecture, finance, HR, and all the things. If you like the way or the content of teaching, so please make sure that you should like, subscribe, and comment on the channel persons. So business analyst, next one is the architecture. What do architectures do? He architects, he do the designing of the software, like which contents which are needed in the software, he architects that. The next one is the finance manager. Finance manager mostly discuss about whether it is financially feasible or not. HR manager talks about the human resources, what are the human resources we need. For example, for a project, if he wants 100 of people, okay, so if there are already 50 people in another project, if he took 50 people from that project and upskills them, and 50 people he hire from the market. Okay, and the next one is the developer. He develops the code. So these are the peoples involved in the feasibility study. So what does the architecture do? Architect is the person who tells whether the product can be developed, and if yes, then which technology is best suited to develop it. So what are the technologies we need to develop? This is discussed by the architecture. What type of analysis we do here is we check that it is the technically feasible or not, like to develop the software, we are having that technology or not. It is checked by the architecture. Technologies needed to develop the software, we are having all the technologies or not. If the project is financially feasible or not, it is done by the finance manager. He makes sure that the project makes the profit or not. And the next is the resource feasibility. Resource feasibility is looked by the HR manager. Okay, so what are the resources we need? After feasibility analysis, the next phase comes is the design phase. The design phase is done by the architecture or the senior developer. Okay, so there are two stages in design. The first stage is the high level design. Okay, so and the next step is the low level design. What does the high level design denotes? High level design high level design gives the architecture of the software product to be developed and is done by architect. It is done by the architect and senior developer. And low level design, it is done by the senior developer. It describes how each and every feature in the product should work. and how every component should work. Here only the design will be there and not the code. For example, we take the Amazon. This is the Amazon website. Okay? Amazon, huh? Let us take features like sign in or login page feature. The next feature is the search feature, add to cart, buy now feature. All the features, these are the details comes under low level design. So in high level design, what comes is the how is the business flow of Amazon it should look like. So how the customer logins Amazon website or Amazon application, how he finds the product and orders the product successfully. This is done by the high level design. Okay, after designing, the next phase is the coding phase or programming phase. So in the coding phase, who performs the coding? Coding is done by all the developers, maybe it's seniors, junior or fresher. The freshers also get chance to develop the software. Okay, it is done by the seniors, juniors and the freshers. This is the process where we start the building the software and start writing the code for the product. The code should be functionally stable. Okay, the product should be functionally stable. Here in actual, the process starts of building the software. Okay, the developers write the code. The next phase is the testing phase. In testing phase, it is done by the test engineer. Here only the actual testers come in actual picture. The testing is done by the test engineer. What is the process? Like, it is the process of checking for all the defects and rectifying it. So coding phase, the developer develops a software. Okay, he builds a software, he develops a software, he writes a code. So in testing phase, what does the test engineers do or testers do? They check whether the software is functionally stable or not. What is its performance? If we give like in performance testing, it checks like for example of Amazon, if there are 1000 users, like if they want to log in at a time, if they do login at a time, so may the software remains constant or it crashes. This all testing is done by the test engineer. If they found that the software it requires some code changes, or if they find the defects in the software, they push back the product to the developer or coding team, and to rectify and to clear that error or defect. Okay, so after, if the test engineer found that the product is functionally stable, what is the expected requirement, the actual requirement given by the client is fulfilled by our product, fulfills all the criteria, all the expected results, then only the testing team gives the thumbs up and said that software is functionally stable. So the next phase is the installation phase. Tester find that it is functionally stable, the software is functionally stable and it works and it fulfills all the criteria of the client, then they only push the software into the installation phase. Let us check one thing. So in coding phase, for example, there are 100 developers. Okay, 100 developers like senior, junior, freshers, etc. These are done by the 100 people. In testing phase, the number reduces to the 60. Okay, and the installation, there are only 10 to 15 engineers. Okay, so installation is done by the installation engineers to install the product at client's place, where we install at client's place for using after of the software have been developed and tested. Okay, after the software only tested, when we test the software when it is developed. Okay, after developed and testing phase is completed, we install the software at client's place. For example, there are two scenarios. Okay, the first scenario is let us consider that there is a first scenario, here it is mentioned like Reliance petrol bunk. Okay, Reliance petrol pump. If they need the software, there are 100 outlets in the city of Reliance petrol pump. Okay, so how the installation engineer goes to the 100 locations and install that software? This is done by the field engineer. Installation engineers hires the field engineer, gives the knowledge like how to install and all the things. Then the field engineers goes to the 5 to 10 field engineers goes to the 100 outlets, and like 10 engineers goes to the 10 places and install that software. Okay, at a time. After installation phase, the next phase comes is the maintenance phase. Okay, So in maintenance phase, here the customer uses the product, he finds certain bugs and defects and sends the product back for error correction and bug fixing. After certain days of use of the product, the customers find that in the places where the product is lagging, he finds the bugs, like if the software crashes, it works, it sometime it works, sometime it not, sometime it not work, like he find all the things. And if he sends back the product for error correction and bug fixing take place, then that who fix the bug, it is done by the developer fix the bug. Even if the minor changes, and he does the minor changes like adding, deleting or modifying any small feature in the software product, he do changes in the code. After developing error fixing, it goes to the testing phase, test engineer test all the things, and again it goes to the client location. Okay, the product again installed into the client location. So the thing here is 100% testing is not possible, because the way testers test the product is different from the way customer use the product. Customer here use the product like a monkey. He and here tester test the product based according to the requirement what is given by the company or the client. So there are the different scenarios that are they are testing. For example, let us take example as login function. So the tester tests that first field is the name field and the second field is the password field. So he tries like by providing name and password and all the things login function. What the customer is, he provides like instead of name and all the things, he provide numbers and all the things. The way customer use the product is different as the way tester test the product. So 100% testing is not possible. So these are the phases of SDLC. First one is the requirement collection, feasibility analysis, design, then we do the coding or programming of the software. What is meant by coding? Coding is nothing but a piece of code which is functional. Okay, the developers write a piece of code, this is nothing but by coding. Then the testing, the installation and maintenance. Okay, so there are two companies, there may be two companies as we discussed earlier. One is the service based company and the second one is the product based company. What is meant by service based company and what is meant by product based company? Okay, first one is the service based companies. They provide services and develop software for other companies. For example, TCS, Capgemini, Wipro, they provide services and develop software for other companies. They provide software which is specified as per the client's company's requirement and never keep the code of the developed product and does not provide the software to any other company other than the client company. Okay, this is done by the service based companies. Product based companies is like the Oracle or Microsoft or Amazon, etc. What is the main difference between the software based company, service based company and product based company? Developer, they develop the software product and sell it to many companies which may need the software and make the profit for themselves. Okay, this is the main difference between the service based company and product based company. Service based company provides the software only to the client that gives the requirement, not to the any other competitor also. So in product based companies, what the companies do is they develop a software and they sell to the all the companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Oracle, whoever the software is needed, they sell all the companies or all the clients and they earn the profits for themselves. This is the main difference between the service based company and product based company. So they are the sole owner of the product. Who is the sole owner of the product? The product based company who develops the software is the owner of the product. They develop and the code used and sell it to other companies which may need to the software. So this is the process of SDLC. So in the next classes we will look at the what is waterfall model, what is the types of SDLC. There are 4 to 5 types of SDLC. The first one is the waterfall model. It is the traditional model, it is not used currently, but somewhere in market the most is used is agile methodology. Okay, 95% of the product now only the companies use agile methodology. The first one is the waterfall model, the second one is the spiral model, The third one is the V&V model, that is verification and validation model. Here is the V&V model, verification and validation model. The fourth one is the prototype or development model. Here what we do is we make the prototype before actually developing a software. This is one, the prototype and development. And the fifth one is the hybrid model, sixth one hybrid model, and the last one is the agile methodology. Okay, we will see all the things in the next classes, upcoming classes. Okay, so thank you, and make sure to like, subscribe and comment. Okay, thank you.